Meteorologist Cedric Haynes joins us once again. He is at North Scott High School, where students are studying math that could also be applied to weather forecasting. What have you been finding out, Cedric?
Yeah, it's very interesting, Marcia, because we've been talking a lot about just how we on a daily basis use probabilistics and statistics and just talk about, in terms of weather, how we use that and develop a forecast. We talk about averages and temperatures in terms of the climate, and also how we come up with those averages. And what does that really mean? Does it mean that we always, if we have an average high of 73, is it always 73 on this day? We talked about how we develop that and how that comes about. But joining me right now, you heard from me. Let's hear from a couple of special folks here. And first, just tell everybody your name and just a little bit about what you guys have been studying so far.
Yeah, hi, my name is Chloe Engelbrecht, and we have been learning a lot about probability lately. We started off talking about a lot of averages in our intro chapter, and in the second chapter, we've been talking a lot about probability.
Okay, now, and speaking of probability, if I can speak now, we talked a lot about again, how we use that in weather terms. So whenever you watch the weather forecast and you hear there's a 60 or 70% chance of rain, what do you usually think when you hear that?
Well, you explained this to us a little bit earlier, but first off, when I thought about it, I thought, oh, there's only going to be a 60% chance. It's not that big of a deal. But then when you told us about it, then I was able to comprehend it more because you said it was about our whole area and the actual probability of rain happening.
Right, and I think that sums it up. A lot of folks that may be watching may not necessarily understand that it's not just the chances of seeing that rain, but it's also the coverage and the area and the things that we talked about there. Now, tell everybody that's out there watching, a little bit about yourself and just what you guys have been studying so far.
I'm Nate. I mean, everybody said it the same thing pretty much, but we've been just learning about like probability, and it's kind of interesting to learn about because it's actually stuff that will like impact you, and like you can understand like the real life impact. Not a lot of other math is like that, so just kind of makes it interesting to learn about.
That's true, and that always makes it good. And of course, speaking of probabilistics, and we've been talking about the chances of rain. That's a big story. We got the potential of heavy rain coming in. Now, I know we were talking a little bit about how weather affects so many different people in different ways. Now, for you, you've been watching this weather forecast, I'm sure, for Friday. First off, why is that?
Oh, we got a game tomorrow at home, so.
Oh, so are you on the football team?
Yeah, I play football.
Okay. So now, let me ask you this, because as a player, do you prefer, dry weather or rain all the time?
I like dry weather better. I mean, some rain games are fun, but after a while, you just want it to be dry.
You want it to be dry. So we're going to see what we can do. I know you guys are going to still play on Friday night, and we'll see if we can try to maybe get a little break in that rain. But I do know there's going to be a good chance of at least a soggy feel as we go into your Friday. But, hey, let's wish them luck, and we'll toss it back to you, Marcia. But it's been great to really see how math and weather, how that goes together really well.
That's right, and we wish the best to those students. Thanks, Cedric.